Welcome to our first ever Partners Connect happening online. I hope we're excited to give generously to our purpose and our mission as the Collective UG. During this past year, we have achieved a lot of things, and I'm going to be taking you on a journey and a story of how we have been able to achieve all these things through your finances, through your generous giving, and how you can give much more and how we can partner together as the Collective UG. Let's go.
Water, tasteless, colorless, odorless, but without it, we are lifeless. And though our planet has plenty of it, many go thirsty in the wilderness.
In John 4, Jesus meets this woman at the well in the wilderness. Only that, the water at this well could not quench her wilderness. Her wilderness is her brokenness. 5 failed marriages have left her broken and searching for more than this well can give.
Fortunately for her, as she travels to the well on this day, the river of life, Jesus, is seated waiting for her. He knows everything about her brokenness, everything about her struggles, but he has something greater to offer: living water.
Water that is capable of quenching the thirst of her wilderness. He says to her, "Everyone who drinks water from this well will be thirsty again. But whoever drinks the water I give them will never thirst. Indeed, the water I give them will become in them a spring of water welling up to eternal life." Our world is filled with lots of people going through different kinds of wilderness, and society, left unchecked, is readily armed with the wrong solutions.
But God has given us the opportunity to be his well springs, to bring his living water into our world.
Too far from your presence, consumed by guilt and shame. You dropped everything in a heartbeat to come find me. Undeserving, you called out my name. You told me you loved me. You told me I matter and I'm worthy. So here I am, down on bended knees, crying out, thank you, Lord. And here's my heart, I surrender all, take it all. Stuck in a dark, lonely place, defeated, broken, and alone. A touch of the hem of your garment, you healed my bleeding heart. Undeserving, you called out my name. You told me you loved me. You told me I matter and I'm worthy. And I belong to you. So here I am, down on bed.
My name is Chisache Priscilla. My friends, okay, everyone calls me Sache. I am part of the production design community. I've actually done the collective ever since 2015. But how I joined right now was through a text. A friend of mine sent me a text and said, you know what, come and join, come be part of the collective. But you know, when you hear the word collective, everyone knows singing, because that's what the collective does. They sing music. So I said, I don't sing. He said, no, you know what? There are communities, come join the production design communities. Come to C19. We have a meeting. We have like introduction and whatnot. And honestly, the first time, it was I was seeing lights. Like lights, I didn't understand anything, literally. But like every time I would go back and learn something new, I became more familiar with the things. My favorite thing about being in a collective circle is I got friends, first of all, that challenged me to be better spiritually, even in a leadership kind of way. Every time Maria is saying, I believe in you, Sache, or Jared, like, Sache, I believe you can do this. And I'm like, I really can't, but you know. So every time them telling me such stuff always motivates me, and them giving me leadership positions, go lead this, go do that. I'm starting to believe in myself, and every time I'm given such an opportunity, I'm like, yeah, I can do that. Oh, so, okay, let me go. I dream about helping people because that's one thing I do naturally. I love to help people. I dream about helping people. I dream about helping young children achieve their goals. I dream about inspiring. I love to inspire. The other day I got a message. Some girl in my Connect group sent me a message, a text, thanking me and telling me how much she has seen me lead the group and how it has been inspiring, how her life has been changed. So she was telling me things she was struggling with, and generally it was just a nice feeling for someone to come and tell you these things that you've been doing. Sometimes I feel like these are spiritually deep people. Maybe I'm not as deep as them, but I'm leading them. So sometimes I feel challenged that way. But for someone to come and tell me these things was just heartwarming. So like I like impacting people like that. It feels good.
So as the collective UG, we help young people find purpose in God for life on earth. I have the incredible opportunity of sitting down with a few young people to discuss about life, talk to them, find out how they're doing, how this year has been for them, and also find out a little bit of what the collective has been up to in their lives particularly. So let me go meet them right now.
So at the beginning of this year, January 2020, I was very excited about 2020, new decade, what, new me, tagline. So I realized that, hey, I have a friend called Neil. He likes this purpose thing. So I go to his house sometime. I don't know if he even remembers, but that day we were just really talking, and I think one thing that stood out for me then is the fact that, man, it's okay for you not to figure everything out right now. It gave me as if gas to, let me now really pursue this thing called purpose and find out what it is, how does it work, right? So, Trisha, let me just hear your side of the story.
It was sometime last year. A friend of mine told me, hey, you could come, this cool fellowship. It's called Extravagant by these guys, a collective. What should come to?
It's called Extravagant.
Yes. When I reached the place, first of all, the lights were mesmerizing. Then, that aside, they were really, you know how you can see cool people and not, yes, it's like cool people, I'm around cool people. If cool people are doing this, then, everyone, guys behind the cameras looked like they knew what they were doing. And I'm like, there is a world that I had no idea about. So then I wanted to be part of whatever was going on there.
What has your journey been like? Is the Trisha of 2019, June or July, the same Trisha of now?
It's most definitely not the same Trisha. I didn't know what purpose was. I have dreams, yes, but then what can I do to achieve them? And all that started when I met another great person in our collective, Maria. I told her I really don't know what purpose is. And then she's like, it's okay, I'll help you find that out.
Jerry, How are you, man? How are you doing? How's your Rolex?
It's going well.
When did you join the collective, by the way?
I think I got more like really involved last year in Feb. I was serving with the tech guys. There's like carry speakers, and after the fellowship, I received a message. So there will be an evaluation of fellowship at C19 Studios. So the meeting happens. Neil he's just you know how he's just deep. Then at the end of it, he's like, so who wants to help out with leading this tech community? I didn't know what it meant. It was like, man, I have time. So I put up my hand. Like, man, let me. Yeah, here we are. The tech community at that time was going through some changes. Like new people, very many new people were coming, and Neil was high on discipleship. So inviting new people and all those things. I was blank. I was green about it. People that were joining were green about it. It was a fun time. Like we were all equally confused, but one has to be the leader.
At Hicks, you play drums, right?
A lot of drama.
I agree. I just asked that question to get quick apart from you. But Danny, what's your story?
Last year is when I was more intentional about my growth journey in drums. Yeah, during that process, I got to understand and realize that it's not just about playing drums. You can't take someone where you haven't been, you know. So I hear you. It's more than the skill. Yeah, I normally put it as when I'm playing drums, I try to keep it in my head that it's art before beat. Yeah, that's go deeper.
Art before beat. Yeah.
There's a guy called Alan Semahoro. Yeah, so he's kind of my mentor. So I started coming in slowly. Yeah. So I started playing last year. Yeah.
What are some of the things this year, Trisha, or Shi, what are the things this year that you're part of, right? Or you have started?
2020 has really defined very many things for me. So the Connect group started. So Neil comes in, these more inspirational jazz, and like, hey, let's start Connect group. We're like, wow, let's start Connect group. The first Friday that we're supposed to link up, and no one shows up. Hey, we're like, okay, is it going to work? And then we're like, okay, let's try again next link up, next Friday. And between that Friday and the next Friday, the government locks us down.
You're like,
I was like, people didn't show up when it was physical.
No,
they will never show up.
Yeah.
And so we went into the lockdown, and I thought Connect groups were not going to work. Like, man, guys are not going to meet physically. But it was amazing to like bond and talk with people that you've actually never seen. Like, it has been a time of self-reflection, just thinking about your life, your future, learning new skills.
I started up something, like part of my dream. It's helping me get income to get to my bigger dream. Yes, I sell merchandise like clothes, nice t-shirts, stuff. Yes, but I would not have done that if I hadn't been part of the collective, because I was really nowhere. My dream is to make clothes, but not just making clothes. Have a brand selling particular attires and clothes, making suits, making out-of-the-box clothes. But other than that, it's bringing people out, like mentoring or encouraging people to get better or to reach greater heights.
The statement "living for others" is a thing I've learned. Like this year, it's a thing I have really appreciated, and its importance, and how many lives you are able to change in that. And so I give of myself, like teaching people how to do things.
He's teaching me like
he's teaching you like
it's too bad. Yeah.
You guys are not focused, but yeah, it's a nice place to be. It's heartwarming when someone says, "Man, you changed my life."
Last time fellowship, we had to use rope. We had to play around with rope. Jerry was like, you guys should play around with rope, and he refused balls. Yeah. So we had to get another way to play around with the ropes. And then he put me in charge of that. So I looked for ideas and I couldn't find one, and I just decided to roll the ropes around and create sort of a plate thing. Yeah, and mix them with different colors of sisal rope. So when I did the first thing, my teammates Gina, Sache, Kana, they were like, wow, this is nice. So now that is me playing a part of influencing others to
mentorship,
grow together.
Discipleship concept.
She's a professional rope manipulator.
Give her your money.
It so happens that when we went onto total lockdown, the professional editors could not show up to edit stuff.
So you
and I was the nearest guy who had an idea about editing. So I happened to the videos that we used for Powerful Living. Yeah, B3 and Sanyu, Angela.
You talked about how you had Alan, right, in your circles who mentored you. Are you extending the same privilege to someone else?
Yes, I am. About 2 of them from my church. Then there are others who are aspiring. The mentorship I'm offering right now is not really about skill. It's mainly about why or how.
Why are we drumming?
Yes.
For what purpose?
Yes. For who? Stuff like that. Yeah.
I wanted to be in it for myself, like me, myself, and I doing it. But it's really fulfilling and nice when you are in it together with other people. I also don't have the moral authority to say no to people who want to learn, because I also wouldn't be me if another guy says no. So it's only right. It only makes God happy to pass it on.
Our Father in heaven, you made us a way where there was no way. You sent us your Son. Now Savior, Redeemer, you call us again to follow your leading. Show us the way. Empower your church.
Hi. Oh, Esther, you look happy.
What? Hi, Patriba. Something top.
Hi.
I feel like
Can I
always
repeat the
spinning.
question? It's a t-shirt.
I've had the awesome privilege of being part of the Connect group. Yeah!
Connect groups have been a place of meeting with people that you share values with. People like Omeme could pick a wire. Anyway.
I've had an awesome time, from the book review to the videos to the fellowship on the group. Everything has been super awesome.
We're able to meet here on our phones.
An experience of
sharing.
I couldn't ask for anything better during this time.
Talk about life issues such as failures, fears, accomplishments, and purpose in life.
It has also been a place of encouragement amidst the current situation.
I really have brothers and sisters that I can really count on, and I love the conversations that we always engage in each and every Friday evening.
We reflect on different topics, deep topics that help us renew, that give us reassurance of the plans God has for us.
They help you understand more of the word from different perspectives, different levels of understanding.
The previous session we had was my favorite because we got to share the experiences in our lives that have broken us, and I haven't shared those things with anyone, and since I did, I've felt so much better. I've felt lighter.
It has been such a blessing to me. I have learned, I've made friends, we have shared the word, we have shared our testimonies.
I want to thank God for having brought us together, having enabled us get to know each other, share together, pray together.
It's been a great experience, and I'm looking forward to the actual meeting physically, the groups, and I feel like it will be way much better.
Such has been eating since the meeting started.
Because I was recorded.
Okay, friends, let us pray.
Hi everyone. So I'm here to meet Dee, and Dee handles our finances. We're going to find out what your partnerships have helped us achieve and what your partnerships could achieve. So come on, let's go and meet her.
Dee,
Yeah.
how are you doing?
I'm good, Byron.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you?
I'm Dee. I'm very, very passionate about music. You might have seen me playing the acoustic guitar.
I did. I saw you.
It's the reason I joined the collective UG, because of the music. I wanted to be a part of this team, write this music that can express your relationship with God and like share stories and, for other people to know that you're not alone.
The first time I saw you, Dee, was at the Partners Connect we had earlier on this year.
When I joined, we started having conversations with Neil, and at some point we talked about the finances of the collective UG, and I have a background in finance. I've studied finance and I've done it professionally. I realized that the TCUG finances weren't really organized, so I offered, because of my background, I offered to come in and help organize them, and Neil was really happy about that, and I was happy to be in this place where I am doing the thing that I love the most, which is music, and yet still applying
your professional knowledge to it
that I've learned from school. We organized the Partners Connect, and the goal of this Partners Connect was to bring together our partners, get to know them one-on-one.
I was there. It looked classy. I remember I came in jeans. I felt like, am I worth it? But how much does it cost us to pull off such a thing? And how have the partners helped us from the Partners Connect till now?
Well, from the Partners Connect, actually, we've had the number of partners has grown over the months from 3 partners to 29 partners. Can you imagine?
That deserves. I don't know what these things are.
And partners are very special to us because without partners, really, our activities wouldn't, come to life. Over 90% of the activities of the collective UG are financed by partners. Yeah. So this year, our total expenditure was 61,826,650 shillings, and more than 90% was financed by our partners. So thank you.
So
we are extremely grateful.
Really
our
extremely
partners.
grateful.
Thank you. If you want more details, there is a link below. You can follow that link, or you can go directly to our website, Yeah, to access all this information, it will be there.
Powerful.
And in this year alone, we've received a total contribution of 64,029,800 shillings from partners.
Just in these 8 months, or
We have a surplus that is from last year of around 46,822,700, and this year alone we've received partners contribution of 17,207,100 shillings. And I am a partner. Anyone can be a partner.
Anyone can, even me.
Yes,
I
you can be a partner.
I look forward to being a partner.
Yes.
So how do I, as a partner, do I pledge? Do I say I'm going to give you money once? Can I do it continuously? How do I become a partner?
There is a link that is showing below. You can click that link to access the form, partners registration form, and there you can make a pledge. And it also highlights the different ways you can give as a partner. Or you can call the number if you want more information, or send an email info@collectiveug.com. But personally, I made a commitment to make a partner's contribution every month. So there is those kinds of partners that contribute regularly.
Every month.
Every month, every quarter, every week. And there are those who give whenever money comes in. They haven't really specified, the duration is not the same, but they're giving. Yeah.
When the money comes in, they give.
Yes, they give. And there are those people who give a one-time lump sum. There's also those kinds of partners.
So we are not tying down people to give every month, or you choose when to give and how to give.
Yeah.
You talked about all these things being financed by the partners, right?
Yeah.
Are they our only sources of income? Do we have other things that we engage in as the collective UG, or that we do that bring in income for us?
Yes, we receive income from tithe and offering.
Okay, that is during
fellowship.
Yeah.
But really, not just fellowship, because people, during the week send in money. As long as you have the mobile number and the bank account, you can just, send in your tithe and offering. We also sell merchandise. We sell sweatshirts, caps, t-shirts, different kinds of merchandise.
I recently purchased one.
Really? What did you buy?
A t-shirt, a hero's t-shirt.
Oh, nice. So yes, we do make different kinds of merchandise, and we are very open to learning. So we invite our partners to share with us ideas of how we can sell more merchandise, or what merchandise can help us bring in more money to support our activities, really.
If I could speak in the tongues of love, still I could not say what your love relieves. It's better than riches, better than gold, better than a life filled with all I want. I know I am nothing without your love. Your son gave his life so that we would know it's better than riches, better than gold, better than a life filled with all I want. Your love is pure, your love is kind, your love don't ask the reason why. It's better than riches, better than gold, better than a life filled with all I want.
I have a story about the Muhire family, you guys. Sometime last year, particularly for Sharon, I joined her Connect group, First Impressions. And in there, I've never seen Sharon in that light before. Your generosity, your giving of yourself. I mean, those pizza dates, hey! Then for Nelson, man, whenever I feel I have any question, even though I have a random question like, but why are the clouds white? I know that Nelson is there to answer my questions, but most importantly, I think Nelson, you are helping me a lot to discover who I am and what I'm made of. I think I'll start with you, Sharon. How do you accommodate all of us, all the Byrons out there?
The collective for me is a family. It's an extended family that I have. And so just thinking that these are young children, they're almost like my kids because collective people are really young. Like when people tell you I was born in 2000. Like
we're also very young.
Just yes, saying. But these are also very young. So for me, it's family. So it's easy for me to say, yeah, let the people who can, let us be able to accommodate them. Let's have them in our home. Let's feed them.
How do you balance all that with ministry and collective and work and family and here? How do you do it? It seems very daunting.
For starters, I'm very low maintenance.
I make it easy. Is that right, Cheryl?
Sometimes, yeah, but yeah, there's a verse in the Bible which talks about how God does not take us in places which we don't have enough grace for. So at the back of my mind, I always believe that if you, whatever situation you're in, God has enabled you to have the grace, and He'll give you the wisdom and the strength to do it.
As I was interacting with one of the Connect group members, she's called Jovia. She talked about a project, and you invited her to take part in. She's passionate about children, and I believe you also are.
It's called Superhero Kids.
Superhero Kids.
Yeah, so they're superheroes. They're going to be superheroes in the making. And there's a verse in the Bible which talks about how it's important to train a child in the way they should go, and when they're older, they'll not depart from it. So the Superhero Kids is about the fun way of doing life, of knowing God, of being practical about your journey with God. So we'll do fun activities around, say, generosity, say, being kind, being faithful. What does it mean for a child to read their Bible? We're dealing with the kids, the neighborhood kids, basically, the ones who are near our community. So people downstairs on this apartment block where we live. And yeah, so that's basically what it's about. So Jovia, who is passionate about kids, was able to be invited. I also have Sache, who is a cool person. She gave us these activities and different things. Yeah, so that's what Superhero Kids is about.
Nelson, this year hit us with something we didn't expect, COVID. It forced us into as if like a lockdown. What did that mean for the collective?
Yeah, Byron, 2020 has been a surprising year. We've made plans, and all those plans have gone different ways because the year surprised us. But I think for people who are in ministry and for the church overall, 2020 has given us the opportunity to rethink what church means. What does the body of Christ look like? How is the church relevant to the ever-changing world? And one of the things that has happened is church at home is a thing that has been adopted out of necessity. But for us, it gives us the opportunity to begin to wonder what it really means to build a family on mission and to multiply that idea of a family on mission. And for us right now, we are fortunate that by the time the lockdown started as a result of COVID-19 and all, we had just started these Connect groups. And while there was the anxiety that, man, we're going to struggle to be relevant to the people because of the distance between us, the Connect groups have been very helpful at keeping people together, keeping people connected, keeping people in community. And for me as a leader and for us, trying to figure out what does the body of Christ look like moving forward, it just makes us realize that there is a power in the small communities meeting together to, celebrate God. This is something that we can learn from and then build the future from. Yeah, because in the past, church, we've built around the big gatherings, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's great. Big celebrations, we get to celebrate what God has been doing. But in the small communities, we have the opportunity to build small Connect groups by multiplying leaders who can host these small Connect groups, who can bring people together. They celebrate God together. They celebrate one another together. And also as a Connect group, with the injustices that are ever increasing in our world, they have the opportunity to start thinking about how each Connect group can deal with the social needs of the community they live in, And so one of the things we're trying to do moving forward, something we've been doing, but now more intentional, with the understanding of what our world looks like today, is to build leaders who can lead connect groups. And in these connect groups, they're able to bring people together to celebrate God, to celebrate one another, and together as a connect group, start pioneering ways in which they can celebrate Christ in their communities. These connect group leaders can all champion a movement of revival, of restoration in our communities. And you know, if you imagine that, like as a big community, if we came together and say, let's pull all our resources together to make one big move on a community, we'd probably do something great. But if we were able to multiply our leadership into 10, 20, 30, 60 small connect groups, and each one of them is championing a move into the community to bring some kind of influence, the number of people that get to experience Jesus is exponentially increased. And I think that's a realization that being locked out of the big gatherings, that's the opportunity that has been really highlighted. Like we have an opportunity to multiply our leaders, build connect groups, and then go into the world and make a difference.
I'm thinking a connect group, like let's say superhero kids, right?
Yeah.
If it's championing changing the lives of kids in the neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
And imagining if we have one in Chiwatule where we are now, we have another one in Entebbe, we have another one in Mukono. I get you. How are we going to build these leaders? Or how are you building these leaders now?
Yeah, you know, Byron, the sound of some of these ideas can feel daunting and impossible. But then when we really reflect on these ideas, we begin to realize that that's the example that Jesus gave us. One of the things about our local church is sometimes young people are often left out of the church mission for the simple reason that they don't bring enough tithe and offering. But our nation is also an extremely young nation. The majority of our population is very young. And so we thought to ourselves, man, we need to find a more intentional way to be selective about getting young people and being extremely invested in them for a year, to teach them leadership, to teach them vision, not just vision, but God's vision, to be able to receive God's vision for their lives. And then also give them a bit of exposure, take them on mission trips, let them see the world and see the opportunity that there is for them to lead missional movements that change the world. And so we started this college program as an intentional effort to gather young people between the ages of 18 and 25 and develop in them leadership ability and skill to be able to champion ministry causes like this that can change the world.
If I'm to ask you to paint for me a picture of what the collective looks like, because you talked about the college and building all these connect groups and leaders, what does the collective look like in like the next 10 or 20 years?
You know, Byron, one of the things that lockdown has enabled us to do is really develop our capacity to produce, production, video production. And these productions allow us to also put fellowship online. And so one of the things I keep imagining is in the near future, a scenario in which we're having these fellowships that we're recording being distributed through our leaders that are hosting fellowships in their homes or in their small communities, and they're really being used to build those small congregations of young people that are gathering together, celebrate God, celebrate one another, and find missional purpose to serve in their communities. And as that keeps growing, I imagine a missional movement that starts locally in our city, starts to spread across the nation, and as a result have international impact because young people in our country are finding purpose in God. I imagine a future that is a pioneering one. Young people that are developing new solutions to the ever-changing problems of our world, that are developing new solutions to the ever-increasing demand for justice in our world, the social divide. Young people championing the cause for change in our nations, that the broken and the wounded, the hopeless and the alone are finding hope because young people are responding to Jesus, that it becomes the most natural thing for young people in Uganda to have an experience of God, and as a result of that experience of God, go into their communities and make a change. And as a result of the change that's happening in their communities and the nation, the whole world is responding to a revival that started in our city, in our nation, in our homes, in our communities. That's the future I imagine.
for this nation. A love that covers every tribe and tongue in this nation, in this nation.
So I speak life to every hill and every city in between. I speak love to every child, every woman, every man. Peace, peace, peace for this nation. Peace, peace over this land. Your peace, peace, complete restoration. Peace, guide your peace. Peace, peace, peace for this nation. Peace, peace over this land. Your peace, peace, complete restoration. Peace, guide your peace. We believe the best is yet to come for this nation, for this nation. So we join our hands and stand as one, as a nation, as this nation.
And I speak life to every hill and every city in between. And I speak life to every child, every woman, every man.
Peace, peace, peace for this nation. Peace, peace over this land. Your peace, peace, complete restoration. Peace, guide your peace. Peace, peace,
episode D, Nell has talked about all these things that we are dreaming of achieving.
Yeah.
How are we going to achieve all these things?
All these things that Nell has talked about, we've attached figures to them of how this can be achieved, and we've come up with 2 budgets, an operational budget and a capital budget. All these projects, all these activities, they are articulated in these budgets that you can access on our website. All these things that Neil talked about, the extravagant worship moment, the Connect 101.
The college.
Yes, the college. All these budgets are in there. That is like a total of what we need. Like we really, really need space. C19, one of our partners, has given us their space, and that's what we've been using for everything. There is Way to Heaven Church that has also been really gracious to us, giving us their space to use for college classes and to record our online fellowships. But we need a space of our own.
Yeah, I feel like we have grown either way. We are quite a number.
Yes, we are quite a number.
So we need a bigger space. Neil talked about the college and how how many are you in the college now?
We have 30 students in the college. Like Neil had explained, the 30 students are being discipled and they're going to go into communities and minister, and there is a cost to that. For the college, it's around 60 million.
So all this is made possible with the partners.
We need our partners.
So how do we get involved in all this?
Yes, one is clicking the link that is showing below. You can go to our website to see all the information that you may need. If you click on the link, it takes you to a partners form, which is also like a pledge card. You can make your pledge there. You can get all the information that you need from there, or you can call the numbers if you have any questions or you want to make a pledge. I want to highlight our capital budget as well. We have a capital budget that highlights the different assets that we need to run our activities smoothly. We are going to buy some music instruments. We are going to buy some cameras, because we need to capture the medias and share these stories with everyone around the world. Yeah. We are going to buy some lights, some sound equipment, yes, and some admin things that we need, some kitchen things to ensure that there is food for all the volunteers. No one is, working and then going hungry. Yeah. The capital budget has been spread over 5 years, and in the first year, we need 207,343,226 shillings. The operational budgets, the money that we need to run our operations smoothly this year, is around $107,000. That is approximately 406 million Uganda shillings. And for the capital budget, we have a budget of around $55,000. That's around 207 million. And in total, both operation and capital, we need $162,000. That's approximately 614 million.
And all this is made possible through our partners.
Yes.
And they can make it possible.
Definitely.
Sure.
And if you want to go into the details of what is in each budget, what is in the media budget, what is in the music budget, the information is going to be on our website. Yes, or you can email us or call the numbers. Yeah, to
and
get
if they
more
want
information.
to take off like one particular segment, say I want to sponsor the monthly fellowships, for example, that's also okay.
That definitely. You can decide to sponsor all the 30 students in the college. That is 60 million, 2 million per student. Yeah, you can pledge in any way you want to.
So they shouldn't be overwhelmed and say, how can I cover 60 million? You can say, no. I want to cover the garden every week.
Yes.
And say, for the garden, I got it.
Yes.
We welcome the partners.
Yes. So again, I just want to say thank you to our partners. Thank you.
In the midst of my wandering, your love called out my name. In my deepest of valleys, your love remains the same. You saw the end before it all began, and gave my life a reason to begin. Now I sing of your glory, the wonders of your love. Sold out to this life that I have in you. Sold out through the waves, I can count on you. Sold out, for there's nothing you can do. Sold out, sold out, sold out, even when it's so hard to be. I'm sold out, 'cause I know that you carry me. Sold out, everywhere that you call, I'll be. Poured out and sold out. My life is yours, committed to your ways, your word of truth, renewing all my days. Now my heart's sold out to you, oh God, and I live poured out to where you call. My life is yours, committed to your ways, your word of truth, renewing all my days. Now my heart's sold out to you, oh God, and I live poured out to where you call. My life is yours, committed to your ways, your word of truth, renewing all my days. Now my heart's sold out to you, oh God, and I live poured out to where you call.
So, I'm going to meet a team of young leaders who are part of our college program, and they're going to share with us how they're changing the world, how they're changing their communities, and also get in a little bit personal with them and find out what they're up to, what they want to do, and their dreams. Come on, let's go and find out.
Hey guys, how you doing?
What's up?
Are you
I'm
good?
Byron.
I'm going to start with probably Joel. What have you been up to?
Well, not too much.
You've gained like a little weight, like little.
I also pray it doesn't become like more. I am trying to learn more about my craft. I am trying to learn more about filmmaking, and you know, I am reading more books because of the college, and you know, just more learning is happening in my life right now.
Powerful.
Currently, I am going through a phase of acquiring like knowledge, and this is both spiritual and like practical skill knowledge. Growing up, like at home, we lived in an area where there was a contrast sort of within like among the children, and this contrast has been more clear and has become visible as we grew up. So there are these children who went to specific schools, if I might say, and lived in some part of this area, and then the other kids went to other schools. Do you understand? So as we grew up, we have become different people. Like, we're still young, we're still children, but we've become different people, and society tends to put labels to certain things. But these are my friends because I grew up with them. We used to play football together, and I know who these people really are. Though to society they might be, youth that do weird things, but I know these guys. So I sat down and thought of a way to help them. How can I help these people? So before joining the collective, what I had in my head was, how can I tell these people's story? Being a photographer, I thought that it is going to be just taking pictures of these guys doing the things that people don't expect them doing. Like, we have guys that do cool art. These people stay in ghettos, but they're artists. They do graffiti, they're dancers, and there are people that do that are boxers, like the sport. I was in the process of figuring out how. That's when I joined the collective, and I realized that it can be more than that. I can help sort of disciple them, you understand? So right now I'm getting knowledge, I'm in the college, and we're learning about discipleship, like more like things that you didn't know. We're reading these books about discipleship, and I'm thinking that I can do more in their lives, like I can be the person that introduces them to God's kingdom, like being more involved in their lives. Yeah.
Sachi, what have you been up to?
Man, I've been in quarantine. Haven't you been in quarantine, Byron?
Well, we are here.
I feel like I've been at a state in my life where I was finding out what I'm passionate about. This 2019, I was really finding out what I was passionate about. And I really, like when I would have conversations with people and they would ask what I'm passionate about, I actually didn't have an answer. Now, a friend of mine went for a class field thing in Kantanga. Then she came back and told me about it. She sent me pictures, and I was really touched. She told me the story of these kids and how they're in an orphanage. She showed me their rooms because they had gone and checked it out and took pictures. So I'm like, wow, this is so sad, first of all. Then these pictures were the kids smiling, and I'm like, you guys, why are we crying? Like, it was tough to see. And I was like, you know what? Let it not end at it being like your project as a class, and what, let's try to make it more frequent. Let's go see these kids and what. I went back and texted this friend of mine and said, do you know what? I think I've actually found what I'm passionate about, because I'm a person that doesn't do many things. Like, I don't do it. Okay, apart from now, but I really don't. Yeah. So I think I'm passionate about helping. First of all, I'm passionate about helping. I like helping people, and I like helping children as well. And these kids are young, and I feel like it's good to enter their minds and brains at a young age. You can influence someone at such a tender age than a older age. It's a dream to change and develop communities and see them grow and see these children achieve their goals. Because right now, obviously, we may not have goals because they are young, but it would be good to grow with these kids and see what God has for them.
Ever since primary, I have been presented with opportunities to lead people. Now this is primary, this is S1, S2, S3, S4, S5,
But they're like, Brian, you have to lead
Brian,
us.
leading these guys, All through that season, all through growing up, primary, secondary, university, work, to where I am now, I think it has been God trying to reveal the aspect of leadership in me. And it has not been until I joined the collective that I realized that I think, Brian, this is your call. And for me, God was just constantly showing me that wherever you are, just lead people. Today, I so much desire to see people achieve their purpose, like achieve their dream, yeah? And for me, I pray and I hope that as I achieve my dream and desires, I will help people.
That's powerful, man.
Yes.
Hi, Jovia. Jovia, what's your surname?
Kana.
Kana. So I happen to stalk your WhatsApp a bit, on your status.
All right.
Yeah. So, and I happened to see you chilling with like these very young kids, eh? Man, what's that about?
From a very young age, I really loved kids. Like I was a kid, but I really loved my friends. Yeah, and I would like collect them. I would collect them and put them in a place and teach them. Like it's something I really did. I would put them down, get like a blackboard or draw on the walls, which got me in so much trouble. But well, I really loved what I was doing. So Sharon called me sometime and she had this whole idea of superhero kids. We just come, we dance, we have Bible stories, we study, we cook. We do a lot of cooking and the kids really love to cook. If you have tasted what the kids make, it's really amazing. So I want to make a space for children to just come and learn about God, to learn about the Word, to learn about how to relate with each other and the right way to be in this world, like disciple each other and then also go out and disciple more children. If you have been in school, there's something called peer pressure.
Peer pressure. That's
so if my friends are like, basketball is cool, if you go to music it's not going to be cool, if you go to church fellowship it's not going to be cool. So I'd really love to see the superhero kids not to be taken by peer pressure and be the ones doing the peer pressure but in a good way.
You guys are deep. Gina, first of all, you have very nice hair.
Thank you. I've been trying to find myself. Who am I? What do I have to present to people? Yeah. Who is Gina? And it came from a place where still like everyone else, peer pressure, and I was defined by society. What everyone found cool, I needed to make sure I am there. I needed to find myself, like my sole purpose for why am I on earth? Yeah, like why did God create me, and who am I meant to serve? Yeah. It's been a tough question. What skills can you do? Everyone sings. Like this quarantine, you notice everyone can do hair. Everyone can do.
There are all these online businesses
all
coming
these
up.
people have like statuses,
Yeah.
like clips of them playing.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, but Gina, what can you do? Collective has helped me in like different things. College, connect groups, and like finding myself and reading all these books and getting so much knowledge on everything. And it hit me and I was thinking, okay, you need to get away of empowering a generation that gets to know these things. Like there are no more. Like talk about self-love, talk about the Bible. Like they get to know this for themselves.
If the lady of now met that lady of January, what difference would we see?
The difference would really be major. Like someone even said, whatever you're doing now, keep at it.
Hey, it's working, eh?
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know how to feel about that, but okay. And it's all because of reading, getting to be intentional about everything you do, asking them why you're doing everything you're doing, which I believe most of us were not taught to do that. We were taught to just move on with what has been said. You don't know why, but yeah.
Sydney, what's up, man? What have you been up to?
For the longest time in my life, I've not known what I was meant to do, what I was meant to be. I love art. I used to do art. I love writing. I love anything creative. I almost cannot avoid the creative process. Come 2016, that's my Form 6 vacation, I started picking up cameras, doing a bunch of stuff, joining the media team of church, doing like a lot of things. It was very interesting because from there, it's like my life transformed. So I decided to pursue it outside my studies. I love telling stories. I love helping people see the good in others and see the good in what it means to follow Christ. And so God has called me to be a storyteller who tells his story and whose stories inspire others to follow him.
How has the college helped you to, as if, gain that particular confidence, or has it even helped you in any way?
That is one of the main reasons as to why I have decided to just step out. It's very sad, at least for me.
if God gives me the abilities and the talent and I do not use them, it would be very sad when I can't account for what God has given me when the day arrives. And so the college has helped me realize that. It has helped me realize that I do not have to be a passenger Christian. Rather, I have to step out and, drive that car. All these other people in the college, I have found myself in a place where I look up to them. I enjoy their company. They're like a family to me.
My brother.
And so associating with people and studying the same material, discussing it, going through these things, it has been an inspiration, and I see quite a powerful generation coming from it.
Step out and be powerful. This is what your contributions are doing. We are raising leaders that are shaping the future for tomorrow. With your partnerships, we are able to reach more lives, more communities, and more people. So, partner with us today, and together we can change the world.
Let's declare this together. My life is yours, committed to your ways, your word of truth, renewing all my days. Now my heart's sold out to you, oh God, and I live poured out to where you call. My life is yours, committed to your ways, your word of truth, renewing all my days. Now my heart's sold out to you, oh God, and I live poured out to where you call. My life is yours, committed to your ways, your word of truth, renewing all my days. Now my heart's sold out to you, oh God, and I live poured out to where you call. My life is yours, committed to your ways, your word of truth, renewing all my days. Now my heart's sold out to you, oh God, and I live poured out to where you call. My life is yours, committed to your ways, your word of truth, renewing all my days.